Your mind is fighting a war you never trained for. You're not paralyzed because the task ahead is too difficult. You are paralyzed because your attention has been shattered into 1,000 jagged pieces. You sit on the floor of your own mind, waiting for a perfect moment of clarity, while the hours bleed away into the dirt. The ancient samurai did not know the word procrastination. To them, hesitation on the battlefield was not a bad habit. It was a death sentence. They possessed a severe psychological anchor that made delay impossible. A discipline not built on willpower, but on an unyielding relationship with reality. Put down the short-form static, silence the notifications. For the next 5 minutes, let us step away from the modern chaos. Let us travel to the harsh winter of feudal Japan to unearth the hidden psychological framework that cures a paralyzed mind. Look closely at your daily stagnation. You call it laziness, but that is a superficial diagnosis. The truth is much more uncomfortable. You have become addicted to the comfort of the unattempted journey. When you delay your work, your brain experiences a twisted form of relief. By not starting, you cannot fail. By remaining on your tatami mat, you keep the dream of your ultimate potential alive without ever having to test its edge against reality. You have turned your bedroom into a fortress of illusions, fed by constant, cheap digital dopamine. But you are paying for that comfort with your soul. Every time you say, "I will begin when the sun rises tomorrow," a small part of your internal sovereignty dies. You condition yourself to trust your excuses more than your own word. You become a ghost in your own life, watching the days pass like falling cherry blossoms, beautiful, unrepeatable, and entirely wasted. In the mid-16th century, the masters of the sword practiced a concept known as Shoshin, the mind of the beginner, coupled with the brutal doctrine of Giri, or absolute moral obligation. But beneath these lay a deeper, hidden spiritual law, Zanshin, the state of continuous relaxed awareness. The samurai did not view a grand task as a mountain to be conquered all at once. They broke reality down into the immediate present. When a master archer stood before the target, he did not think about the glory of the hit, nor did he fear the shame of the miss. He focused entirely on the placement of his feet, the grip on the bow, and the release of the breath. To the ancient warrior, there was no later. There was only the strike happening now, or death. They understood what the Stoic philosopher Seneca taught across the world. We are tight-fisted with our property and money, yet think nothing of wasting time, the one thing about which it sometimes pays to be covetous. When you realign your mind with this ancient lifestyle, you realize that procrastination is an arrogance. It assumes you will be alive tomorrow to finish what you neglected today. To break your paralysis today, you must burn away your options. You must apply the severe architecture of the ancient Japanese lifestyle to your modern workspace. Here are the 2 laws of the Absolute Forge. Law 1, the Kanban of the mind. The ancient builders did not look at the palace. They looked at the single timber in their hands. Reduce your entire day to one unmissable objective. Before you sleep, write down the single most critical task for the next day on a scrap of paper. Place it on your desk. When you wake up, you are forbidden from looking at a screen, checking the news, or consuming media until that single stone has been moved. No options, no debate. Law 2, the 5-breath engagement. When the ghost of hesitation speaks, when the voice inside says, "We can do this later," you must invoke the ritual of the 5 breaths. Sit perfectly still. Inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale slowly through your mouth. Count 5 times. Use these breaths to separate your intellect from your emotions. On the fifth exhale, your body must stand and engage the task immediately, before your mind can construct a defense. You do not need to feel like doing it. You simply need to move the physical vessel. The illusion of tomorrow is a luxury you cannot afford. The time for gathering information, watching videos, and planning the perfect life is over. The blade of your character is forged only when it strikes the iron of real-world action. Let the weak debate their feelings. Let the distracted chase the short-form noise. You are a modern cultivator of an ancient discipline. Step into the comments below. Do not leave a long emotional paragraph. Write a single sentence declaring the one task you will execute within the next third hour, regardless of how tired or uninspired you feel. The bell has tolled. The path is set. Move.